Winning the competition was not the finish line. Being remembered was. One of my best friends, my twin from the other side of the world, got me hip to the fact that Elgato was hosting a contest online for a community member to win their last available StreamPod slot for TwitchCon San Diego. They said, drop a clip from your stream, our favorite one wins. Without hesitation, I knew exactly which clip I was going to submit because even if I didn't win, the goal was to make them laugh, to plant a memory. Oh my God, no!
One and action.
Oh my God! I look ridiculous! I look ridiculous! Camion! Camion, look away! Look away, Camion! Look away! I didn't think we were gonna get this far into the stream! Rule, look away! Don't look at my shame! A rack of people entered that contest, and part of me wasn't even sure if they were gonna see my submission. My posts, back when I was still on that app, rarely made it outside the neighborhood. So when I went back to look at it a few days later, that sucker had like 2 likes and 1 comment. Shout out to Shar and Cyber Jules. But I wasn't even sure if they were going to see it. And then on September 13th, I got a DM from Elgato saying that they had selected me as their winner for the contest. And honestly, my eyes, I thought my eyes were deceiving me. I actually won something. And it wasn't a small something. It was a massive opportunity to introduce myself to a whole lot of people who had no idea I existed. The ball was now in my court to make the most of it. I had this recurring feeling that it was only right to show up the way that they had met me, to introduce myself the way that they had met me in that clip. I told my partner where my head was at, what I was thinking, and he was literally on the same page. I have to show up as Laura Kashi. And no joke, I was both excited and terrified because if I was going to have the audacity to do it, I had to do it well. I wanted people to remember me because I made them laugh. I wanted to use that opportunity to bring joy to people that I hadn't met yet. That is how I planned to seize that opportunity. The best part about it is that it didn't require me to put on a performance. All I had to do was bring my full self. That part was easy. Walking around my first TwitchCon in full Lorax was the intimidating piece of the puzzle. When I responded to the DM, I asked the Elgato staff member who had notified me if it would be okay to do a co-op game with my partner in the pod because we just love playing chaotic games together. They graciously said yes, and I couldn't be more grateful because being able to have my partner with me when I went full send into this insane game plan was an absolute dream. It helped me keep my nerves calm when the anxiety tried to kick in. We didn't tell anyone what the game plan was. Not the friends we were on the trip with, not the community, not Elgato. We just simply said we would love to play X, Y, or Z game. That was it. We told one friend 2 days out because we knew she was flying out early, she wasn't going to be able to make it. And then we told the rest of our group the night before. Our friends were so excited. They started changing their plans for that span of time on game day so that they could support the stream in person. Nervous does not even begin to describe the whirlwind of emotions. Day of rolls around. I'm packing my little bag for the convention and I'm just telling myself, you're going to do it. It's going to be great. You're going to have a great time. Butterflies. The entire morning, just butterflies swarming. And the entire morning, my partner and our friends are just encouraging me, hearts full of nothing but kind words and a shared sense of disbelief. Anxiety just filling my body the entire car ride to the convention center. And it's only being amplified by this caffeine supplement I decided to take the morning of. But I didn't realize that until an unexpected turn of events that evening. We get to the con, and our group had a couple activities on the schedule that we wanted to make sure we knocked out. A couple of meetups, a panel, a little meandering. But all morning, all my partner and I could think about was where the heck I was going to get changed. I needed a space that both he and I could be in that was fairly private and out of the way. I needed him to help me paint my face. Neither of us wanted to spoil the surprise of the cosplay by being out in the open and having it half done, or needing to be out in the open to complete it. He and I divide and conquer. The stream slot was scheduled for 3 to 5 p.m. PST. So that meant I needed to have a changing area sorted by 1:30 at the latest, so we could leave whatever event we were attending with enough time to finish the face paint. It needed to be done and dry and presentable in time to report for my stream slot by 2:40 at the latest. At this point, we're pushing 1 o'clock and still haven't found an answer. So I decided who better to ask than one of the security personnel for the convention center. Because if anybody was going to know where this ideal location was, it would be someone from convention staff. They thought about it for a moment, turned and looked at a graphic of the convention center map that they were standing next to, and then suddenly the answer was right there. The gender neutral bathrooms. Literally perfect. I had the privacy to change into the cosplay because all the stalls had doors. We were both able to be at the sink without people looking at us wild. The mirrors had decent lighting around them so we could actually see while we were painting. And we needed water to activate the face paint, but didn't want to have to buy bottled water from one of the stands in the convention center. Shout out to gender neutral bathrooms because it was the perfect solution. We got everything done and we're still pushing it time-wise because we ended up needing to add on extra layers to account for the inconsistency of the lighting throughout the convention spaces. Because just because I was going to be dressed as a Lorax did not mean I wanted to look disheveled. At this point, it's like 2:45, but we were finally ready for the long walk to the stream pod. And the entire thing was bizarre, so naturally, we filmed it. I'm going to add in the video that my partner took of our long walk from Artist Alley on the second floor of the convention center all the way to the Elgato stream pod slot, which was practically dead center on the first floor of the convention center.
Come on, yep, come on. Yep.
The mustache is in my mouth.
It's not a bad thing.
It's in my mouth.
That's what she said.
Shut up.
Or that's what the Lorax said.
All right, come on, come on. I love it. Thank you. Everything about this is terrifying.
Somebody said the Lorax. Got him. Yeah. That's right. Yep, this is why I wanted to go this way. How does it feel, a little Lorax?
I am sweaty and terrified. I'm sweaty and terrified.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna need. Stay still. Hold
I
this-
can always anything for you. They're saying it's lovely outside. Thank you.
There we go. Okay. There we go.
This is terrifying.
Hold on.
Oh, take my arm. We're going. We move. There's the right forward. Okay, we move.
Slow down. We're almost there. I don't imagine keep your arms on things. I used to love the Lorax. Oh man. Where?
Why you mean? You're amazing. I didn't know what everybody else. Thank you. Now where is awesome. Can I get the picture with you? Let me hold your stuff, celebrity. That's cool. Put your stuff out. No, I need this. I appreciate you. No, you're
Reliving the whole thing brings up so many vivid memories. The whispers, the excitement as people were passing by, the utter disbelief, the visceral sensation of it is too late to turn back now. Everything my little heart had hoped for and more was happening in that moment. The entire time, my partner is cheesing ear to ear because he is so proud and excited. I even made us these little Lorax face masks with the mustache, and he wore his for the entirety of the walk and then for the rest of the day after the stream pod slot. I even wore mine the entire first half of the day like this little Easter egg while I evil cackled in my mind like they'll never see it coming. It was amazing. The whole thing was amazing. The entire journey from submitting that clip to the contest to standing on business the day of cemented so many memories. We pull up to the stream pod, and mind you, we hadn't told anyone from the Elgato team what we had been planning. So when we turned the corner, walked into the stream pod, saw the two staff members who were setting up OBS for the stream, I cannot describe the joy that I felt in that moment because I'm just smiling at them like this is normal. Nothing about this is normal. I hop into the seat and one of the employees starts giving me the walkthrough on how they've set up OBS for the stream, which cameras are tied to which buttons, making sure I'm all logged in. Every time we make eye contact, they're just looking at this orange painted stranger in a yellow mustache. And I'm just asking questions and nodding along like I'm not dressed in full Lorax. We start up the stream and just on the other side of the pod are our friends and community members just cheesing, just proud and full of love. And I wanted to cry in appreciation, but my adrenaline was working overtime. My entire emotional state felt like bees scattering around a hive. It was intense and it was so exciting. My community, the collective, rolled into chat deep. And as I was looking around, my partner to my right, overflowing with support, our friends and community members directly in front of us, beaming with joy, and chat flooding with so much good energy. I felt at home. For the next 2 hours, it just kept getting more and more surreal. Our friends started collecting people as they were passing by so that they could watch the stream through the window. One of our friends turned their phone into a marquee that just had my gamer tag scrolling by on loop so that people would know who I was and how to connect on social. Clarissa came and took my NFC tags so that she could share my info with people who stuck around. The Elgato team was gifting subs. Members from the Corsair team were gifting subs from their personal accounts. Some of them even started collecting their colleagues to come around to the front of the pod to see the stream, because from behind it, you couldn't see what was happening on the inside. So they were going around collecting their colleagues and bringing them to the front window. It was insane. Some of the attendees would completely stop as they were walking by because, again, the whole thing was absurd. But one of the things that made my heart light up so much is every time somebody would come by and they would watch, or they would take photos or videos, they were always surprised when I would stop what I was doing to wave and say hi and thank them for coming by. Like they weren't expecting their interest to mean so much to me. Each individual that came by, if I was able to make eye contact with them, I wanted them to know that I was greatly appreciative that they stopped for even a moment. And every time I made somebody laugh or smile, it just filled my heart with so much joy. At one point, it was like an oven in there. My partner and I were sweating bullets. Clarissa came and started fanning the door to the stream pod to let some of the heat out. And then members from the Elgato team came over and started fanning us with giant sheets of cardboard because they could feel the heat that was flooding out of the room. They spent the entire final 30 minutes of the stream just fanning us out of the kindness of their heart. They literally did not have to do that, but we appreciated it so much because it was hot. It was so hot, but we were surrounded by people who just wanted to see us succeed. Those 2 hours were two of the most impactful hours of my entire year. Something that I worked so hard to pour into others was being poured back into me tenfold from every direction. My friend sent me a TikTok yesterday of someone sharing a message that their therapist had shared with them. It was essentially saying, you're supposed to pour into yourself and everyone else is supposed to get your overflow. When you're at your best, when your cup is overflowing, others get your best. But when you have nothing to pour into yourself, it's not possible for others to receive your best. I am utterly surrounded by friends turned family who are pouring more into themselves. We're all pouring more into ourselves. And as a result, we're getting to receive and experience and celebrate so much more of each other with each other. It's difficult to describe that feeling in words, but the best descriptor I have for it is alignment. Everything about that day was absurd. And I loved every moment of it. Any opportunity I receive to bring joy to other people is always something I'm going to treasure deeply. I mean it with my whole heart and soul when I say that my intentions are to occupy space unapologetically and transfer good energy into every arena that I enter. That is my true north. And as long as I am walking in that direction, everything else will work itself out. I am responsible for what I put out into the world. And I want that energy to live on a frequency that I can always be proud of. That's how I seized an unexpected opportunity, because what I wanted going into it and coming out of it was for people to remember me because I made them laugh or brought them joy. That's what I aimed for when I entered the contest. It's what I aimed for when I showed up for my stream slot. The wealth of related opportunities that have presented themselves since then all stem from striving to achieve that goal. I'm seeing actual manifestations of following my true north in real time. And it's not because I just decided to start walking in that direction for this specific opportunity. I've been following the direction of my true north for years, and I just so happened to cross an intersection of luck, opportunity, and preparation at the right time. I can't tell you what your true north is, but I can try to describe the feeling that I experience that lets me know when I'm in stride with mine. For me, following my true north feels like overflow, like a battery that never runs out. It works really hard and uses a lot of energy towards a specific goal, but never actually runs out, and even has the ability to recharge itself while actively in the process of exerting energy towards said goal. It's like a cycle of reciprocity. If at the end of working towards a goal, I feel depleted, something's out of alignment. But if at the end of the process, I feel renewed because I gave my all and can't wait to give even more next time, that's alignment. I am seeking and seizing more of that. I appreciate you tuning in more than you know. This marks episode 6 of the first season of 4 Quarter Creative, a space that intends to serve as a reminder that while our creative journeys are our own, we are not alone in them. Wherever you are in your creative journey, I am manifesting that your village finds you and strengthens you. I am manifesting that the support systems and the helpers that you need to bring your ideas to life find you and strengthen you. I'm going to remind you that rest is indeed productive and that you are always and forever more than enough. And to Malcolm, Clarissa, Drea, Shar, Jaren, Lion from a Distance, Vampy, and Triple Dot, thank you for being an essential part of 2 of the most impactful hours of my entire 2024. As always, transferring good energy, and until next time.